Oops, sorry. Hang on. There you go. Sorry.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2023 Higan, Spring Higan service. And also welcome to all those joining us via Zoom. We'll start this morning's service with silent meditation, Mokso, followed by Shomyo, the recitation of Nyambutsu, and also the Vandana Tisarana. Sensei?
Namandabs, 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 namandabs. Okay. The Bandhana Tisarana, for those who are here, is on page, wait a minute, sorry. Page 324, is it? And also, wait, what happened here? Sorry, I just have to bring up things for the people on Zoom. I thought I had it up there, but it must have erased it. So I'm just going to bring it up for the people on Zoom in a second here. Okay, there we are. So it's also on the screen as well for those of you who are here. So it's on page 325? 325. Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. Dhamman saranam gacchami. I go to the Dharma for guidance. Sangam saranam gacchami. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Okay. So, is it singing of Seya, is it?
We shall now have Gatha Seya, and that's in the purple Seitan, page 313.
さごよりあまたを忘る仏たち夜昼常に守らすと聞くになごめる我が心。
Please be seated. I shall ask Sensei to lead us in the sutra chanting with Sambujo, and the sutra chanting will be Sambutsuge, pages 89 and 73 in the Purple Seitan.
Namandops, 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 namandops. We are gathered here in the quietude of Amita's Temple to commemorate the 2023 Spring Higan Equinox service. We faithfully recite the Nembutsu and humbly join our hands in Gassho. May the fragrance of incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of the glory of the Dharma. And may the lights that burn brightly upon the altar lead our thoughts to Amita's eternal light of wisdom and boundless compassion that dispels the darkness of our ignorance. 가게 무슈세즈노 고묘시쇼 행시쇼곡 뇨세쇼지 이진난료 료가사부스 고그도다이치 고실기명 도조조세스 고그녀나요 님은어서 가노아이미 노다드이사이 지모라이쇼 신내즈조조 이도가곡 게라그안놈 거부드시며 내가시쇼 오즈가노히 리기쇼쇼역 지모세서 지혜무게 조려시서 지가신교 계려시시 쇼그도그주 가교저지 닌주게 가니시게 너그 묘노세이사이 노즈보다이시 오조 No more knobs. Please join me in reading the English translation, which you'll find on page 79 of your Seitan, or I am bringing it up on the screen as well. Sambutsuge translation, praises of the Buddha. Your face shines in great splendor, boundless, wondrous dignity, such the greatness of your light beyond all comparison. Oh, is this a different translation? Yes. Different translation. So it's on the screen. Sorry for those who are here. There. You should be able to read that. Okay. So we'll start it one more time. Your face shines in great splendor, boundless, wondrous dignity, such the greatness of your light beyond all comparison. Brightness of the sun and moon and the shining money jewels, when compared to your brilliance, seem to us like blackest ink. Tathagata's countenance transcends all comparison. The great voice of awakening resounds throughout the 10 quarters. Your precepts, learning effort, meditation, wisdom are virtues beyond all compare, ultimate, supreme, and rare. Your deep meditation has fathomed all the Dharma sea to the limits and the depth of all things the Buddhists teach. Ignorance, anger, and greed, the world-honored one has none. Like a lion among men, measureless your great virtues. Vast are your great virtuous deeds, your deep wisdom is profound. Your radiant, luminous light shakes all the world's foundations. When I become a Buddha, equal to the Dharma king, I will transcend birth and death, liberating all beings. My giving, discipline, precepts, patience and effort, meditation and wisdom shall be supreme, unsurpassed. When I attain Buddhahood, everywhere fulfill my vow, bringing peace and tranquility to all beings in doubt and fear. Sorry. Though there are myriad Buddhas beyond measure, beyond count, and great sages numberless, like the grains of Ganges sand, I will honor each of them equally, accepting none. Even more importantly, I will seek the supreme way. Even though all Buddha worlds are countless as Ganges sands, even though all lands and realms are boundless without measure, yet my light shall reach them all and illumine every place. Such shall be my perfect work, such my power infinite. When I attain Buddhahood, my land will be first and best, place of practice transcendent, its people sublime and rare. My land is like nirvana, beyond all comparison. In my sincere compassion, I will enlighten all beings. All who come from 10 quarters to be born into my land will be pure, filled with gladness, peace, and great tranquility. O Buddhas of the 10 quarters, this my true revelation. In this way I've made my vows, and I will strive to fulfill them. Buddhas of the 10 quarters, with your wisdom unimpeded, may I always call on you to reveal my intentions. Though my body undergoes so much pain and suffering, I will persevere and strive patiently without regret. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
I'd like to call on Sensei for his Dharma talk, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be with you. I seem to have had some technical glitches. The files didn't open up in the Zoom. Is that what I got a chat message? I apologize for that. It's hard to tell what's going on when you see it on the screen. You think you've got it uploaded or able to see. But I apologize for that for those people who are on Zoom. I'd like to begin my talk with the reading of a passage, and so if I can ask you, please join me in Gassho. This is a conversation that Ananda had with Shakyamuni Buddha just before, it's in what we call the larger sutra on Amida, and this is just before Shakyamuni Buddha tells Ananda and the rest of his disciples about Amida Buddha. So Ananda said, "Today, world-honored one, your sense organs are filled with gladness and serenity. Your complexion is pure. Your radiant countenance is majestic, like a luminous mirror in which clear reflections pass unobstructed. Your lofty features are resplendent, surpassing all words or measure. Never before have I beheld your countenance as sublime as it is now. Indeed, great sage, I have thought to myself, today the world-honored one abides in the most rare and wondrous Dharma. Today the world hero abides where all Buddhas abide. Today the world's eye abides in the activity of guide and teacher. Today the preeminent one of the world abides in supreme enlightenment. Today the heaven-honored one puts into practice the virtue of all the Tathagatas. The Buddha of the past, future, and present all think on one another. Is it not also the case that you, the present Buddha, think on all other Buddhas now? Why does your commanding radiance shine forth with such brilliance? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So as I mentioned, this passage comes from the larger sutra on Amida. And it was said that one day, Shakyamuni Buddha was giving a discourse at a place called Vulture's Peak, in a place known as Rajagriha. And there, before he was about to give his talk, it said that Ananda noticed something different about Shakyamuni Buddha. And this is the passage that I just read about how his countenance, his appearance seemed different from all the other times. And that he was radiant beyond compare. And it's then Shakyamuni asks Ananda, he says to Ananda, did somebody prompt you to question this? Did somebody make you ask these questions? And Ananda said, no, I just noticed this today. And then Shakyamuni praises Ananda, saying, you are in a special state of samadhi or consciousness. And then he goes on to tell them the story of Amida Buddha and how Amida Buddha started off as what we call the Hozo Bosatsu, or the Bodhisattva Dhammakara, and how he makes these vows and fulfills his vows and becomes Amida Buddha. So this is all told in the larger sutra. But the reason why I read this passage today is because today is our spring Ohigan service. And the Ohigan service is actually quite unique to the Japanese Buddhist sects or denominations. And it was said to have been started around the time of Shotoku Taishi, the regent prince who brought in Buddhism to Japan. His scroll, we actually have it in our altar, is the one on the very far right of the altar. Shinran Shonin, the founder of Jodo Shinshu, placed very high regard for Prince Shotoku, even though Prince Shotoku lived about 500 years before Shinran Shonin. No, wait. 500, yeah, about 500 years before Shinran Shonin, yet Shinran placed very high regard on Shotoku Taishi. And Shotoku Taishi brought in this, or was said to have introduced this Higan service as a way of understanding balance. And in our Buddhist teachings, we talk about balance constantly, that in life we have balance, good and bad, but it's all in a balance. And so when we come to the temple, of course, we are reminding ourselves of the balance of life. And, in Japan, this Ohigan period traditionally was a time when people would go back to their ancestral homes. So many people, this is going back many years now, came out from the countryside to the cities, the urban areas. And so during this Higan period, twice a year, they would go back to the ancestors' home and they would do what we call ohaka mairi, cemetery visitations, in which they would clean the cemeteries and pay their respects to their ancestors. It's also a time when they would make offerings, and one of my I have mentioned this before. I'm going off a tangent a bit, but one of my favorite offerings that they usually do around this time is the offering of, let's see, I have to get this right. I think in the spring it was botamochi in the spring, and fall is ohagi, or is it that way? Botan は秋の花でしたっけ？かよこさん覚えてますか？ Anyways, there's do you know what ohagi is? Most of you know what ohagi is, right? It's the rice, the mochi rice inside the anko, wrapped in anko. So the anko's on the outside, right? Anyways, it's one of my favorite sweets. That's here nor there. But they actually have a different name for the fall and the spring. And I think it was botamochi in the spring and ohagi in the fall. I could be wrong. Somebody could correct me. But anyways, that's one of the things that they normally put up around this time of year for the ohigan. But as I said, I went off tangent, sorry. The ohigan is a time of balance. And so by going back to your ancestral homes and by paying respect to your ancestors, the cemetery visitation, it was a way that people found balance, grounded themselves, reminded themselves where they came from. Because it was very important to know where we come from. It is very important to have roots. And yet, unfortunately, so over the many decades now, the people that came from the countryside, now it's about third or fourth generation. So people living in Tokyo, even though they may have originally come, or their ancestors came from a certain place, now they've been in Tokyo for about 3-4 generations, so they don't go back and do the cemetery visitation in their ancestral homes. And yet, most people take this time to go on a holiday. It's becoming like that for Obon as well, which is very sad because it's really, you're losing that groundedness of life, the balance of life. And so, as we gather here for this Ohigan service, we are again reminding ourselves of the oneness that we come from. The word Ohigan literally means other shore, and it's referring to the shore of Amida Buddha, the shore of enlightenment, in comparison to our shore of ignorance. So it is a time for us to go beyond our daily life to find the balance between the spiritual and the physical. And our whole altar, our whole temple is based upon the balance. It is said in the Buddhist universe cosmology that the center of the universe is where the Buddha is at, and the Buddha is standing on what we call Mount Sumeru, or in the dais that the Buddha stands on is a representation of this. And so again, as we come to the temple, we are reminded of the balance of life. And so it is a time for us to reflect, and it's said, weather-wise, it's a perfect time as well. Not too warm, not too cold, but it is a perfect time to receive this teaching, to receive the teaching of oneness that allows us to realize I do not exist alone in this world. It is a time to express our gratitude to that, but also think on others who may be undergoing suffering during this time. And so as we share in this service together, we are reminded of those people as well, and we send our thoughts to all those who are undergoing suffering during this time. And so as a way of expressing our gratitude as well as expressing our compassion, we put our hands together in Gassho. And so at this time, if I can ask you, please join me again as we recite the name of the Buddha or the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sensei. Now would you all rise? We shall sing the Gatha Ondoku-san, and that is found on page 307.
Okay, just hang on a second, Genevieve. Let me try this one more time for the people joining by Zoom. I hope this comes up. I hope that came up. Okay, sorry about that. What's going on? Okay. Someone knows.
You may be seated. Thank you for attending today. Just some announcements for coming events. And for those of you on Zoom, you might find this helpful. On March the 26th, Dharma School and the regular Dharma service will be held. Then Shotsuki for April will be Sunday on the 2nd at 10:30. Then, of course, the regular service the next following Sunday. Then, between that Sunday and 13th, let's see. Okay, and the following Sunday, which would be the 17th, on the 13th, that's a Thursday, the Otera is hosting the Tsumugu Project Day, and it's an instrumental concert comprised of two young ladies who play the shamisen, and then there will be Keita Kanazawa-shi, who will play taiko. And these people are professional musicians coming from Japan, and you think of shamisen being a traditional instrument, that they will be playing traditional Japanese music, but not so. You will find this to be a very interesting concert. We had these people come in 2019, I believe it was the last time, and they put on such an amazing concert. I would recommend it highly for all to attend. Tickets are available through Keiko if you want to phone in. And if you want to buy advance tickets, the admission is $20. If you come to the door that day or that evening, it will cost you $25. So get your tickets ahead of time. Phone Keiko at the office and get those. And then on the 15th and the 16th is the Hana Matsuri weekend. We are having Reverend Tomioka coming from Hawaii as our guest lecturer, and he will give a public lecture on Saturday at 3 o'clock, followed by a potluck dinner. And then Hana Matsuri will be Sunday, the service, and also on Sunday we are having our Otera's Keirokai at the same time. So if you are attending even just Hana Matsuri or attending Kerokai, even both, please inform Keiko at the office. We're going to have obento for our otoki that day, so if you're staying for Hanamatsuri otoki, please make sure that you let Keiko know so we know the amount of obento that we need to order. Then, April the 21st and 23rd, the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Temples of Canada Ministerial Association, as well as the National Annual General Meeting, is being hosted here in Steveston. And then at the end of April the 30th will be just a regular Sunday service. So those are the coming events, and thank you very much for attending. And for those on Zoom, thank you.
Yeah, also just to let you know that the concert, the people that are coming for this concert, the two shamisen players, they're young girls, they became so popular, they actually were on the red and white show at year-end, Kohaku. So that's how famous these performers are. Very worthwhile coming if you get the opportunity. Please join us for that concert. Okay, thank you. And my apologies to the people on Zoom for the text not showing up on your screen. And for those here, there is refreshments, I believe. But
Thank you very much.
yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Reverend
Sensei.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Sensei.
Sensei.
Thank you, Sensei. Everyone have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sensei.
Sensei.
Thank you, Sensei.